Okay, I'll stripe this metal chair, black metal folding chair, and I used to do a lot of these for car shows, giveaways, and been a while since I've done one, so bear with me, guys, bear with me. Been a while. I'll put the dark color on first. Tell you what, I need my other glasses here. Dark color on first. When you're doing this type of pinstriping, this is actually purple. It's always best to start with the middle if you're going to do traditional. I see how much better that flows than doing the leather jacket. Although I still can't see too well. Let me turn this light on over here. Anyway, this is just some traditional style pinstriping, and of course, you know, if you go look at other videos, you'll see the same thing. You know, most guys kind of keep the same general style going. You know, a few variations. I you know, my own personal card, I tend to get a little bit crazy. But it's just, it's, you know, actually striping, decorative striping has been around. You know, there supposedly was a chariot found about 25 or 30 years ago that had gold ornaments still on it. It was pretty well preserved. Stuff like this. See, this is what happens when you screw up and your brushes keep coming out of your hair. Let's see here. That needs to go up a little. So yeah. The main thing is just, like I said earlier, just have fun with it. Don't worry about making a deadgum job out of it, like a lot of people try to do. They want to make money with it. I just tell people, man, have fun with it. Don't stress yourself out. There's a little variation there, but that's okay. This is not a perfect. Anybody tells you they're a perfect pinstriper, they're not making any money. I mean, I in my better days, I was pretty straight. I could do a car show, and I mean, there were shows where I think the most cars I did in one day at a custom car show was 24 or 5 vehicles. I mean, that was rocking, man. I mean, rocking along. Had one helper, and what he did is he set up the jobs, dealing with the customers. But I think that was around 1990. I was rocking and rolling, man. Those days are gone. See here, get some blue. I splattered a little blue on there, that's okay. Now back in the 80s and mid 90s, the splatter effect was pretty big. Splatter paint all over. It was the pastel era, you know. And boy, there were a lot of pink and sherbet colored hot rods and cars out there. And man, I used a lot of pink, a lot of blue, striping, splatters. Oh man, it was insane. It was insanity. I see that little thick part right there. We'll fix that. The story goes, custom pinstriping originated back in the late 40s, out in California, of course. because someone was building a custom car, and there were some grinder marks from the bodywork. And so they called a guy that was kind of got a name for doing custom pinstriping, and they called him over there to fix it, and he did some designs, and boy, it just took off from there. Now my dad, he always said he'd been doing this since he was a teenager. He was born in '32, and I had seen a picture of an old Indian motorcycle that he did. You could just barely see the striping on it. The chicken scratch is what we call it, because there was nothing symmetrical. And so, you know, the guys out in California got all the attention. I was born in '57, and he was doing it then. Mom said when they met in '55, I think, he had a '34 Chevy hot rod with striping and some kind of weird flame, she said. She said it wasn't really that good a flame job. Of course, back then they weren't, their flame jobs didn't look as good as they do now. Anyway, so there's some little something there, and I'll sign my name. So you kind of get the gist of what I'm doing here. This here would be something you would put on like on a deck lid, and I could do 10 of them, and all the designs will look different. But I don't do cars anymore. As you see in my videos, I just do the Sharpies and the little paint markers, because boy, my nerves are really bad. Like I said before, I got diabetic nerve damage in my feet, my hands, my eyes. So, I mean, I can do this little stuff, but the long lines and stuff, I don't know. My son and his wife are getting ready to buy a new vehicle. That's my little... People used to say I had an attitude, so I always drew that little attitude face. But anyway, they're getting a new Highlander. And what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get a magnet. There's a magnet that's about 1/2 inch wide. You roll it out on the car, and you lock your finger up under the magnet, and I can pull a straight line. Usually, I always did it with a 1/4 inch masking tape. Put the tape down the side, and then just run my finger along the tape as a guideline. But can't do that no more. So the last truck I did a 28 Model A. It looked okay, you know. I just did a bunch of this kind of stuff to it. For all you pinstripers out there, you go ahead and, you know, criticize. But remember, you know, I've got 40 years on most of you guys, and I don't, like I said, I don't do it for a living anymore, just playing around. All this is for is to encourage and inspire. I want to inspire people to get out there, go buy them a brush or a stripe. It's called a pinstriping brush made by Mac, and it's a little paint thinner and some one-shot paint or Rust-Oleum, whatever. Go get it, and go get you some of that and some paint thinner. And just have fun. Don't worry about the crap, the seriousness of, you know, the hustle and the bustle of being a pinstriper, man. Because I'm going to tell you, if you're going to make a living at it, you're gonna hustle. You can't just sit in one spot. See, this is some of my abstract junk coming out. My wife, she'll see that. Oh my God, what'd you do? Okay, you're doing your thing. So yeah, I just have fun with stuff, man. Ain't no need in getting too dang serious. Like I said, if you already got a job, just enjoy this. Do it for fun. Maybe one of your kids would want to do it. You know, unfortunately, my children never wanted to do it. I mean, that's okay. Now, my daughter, she's a metal artist. She takes old metal parts, like gears and parts of engines, and she fabricates art out of metal into art, and she's real good at it. She taught herself how to weld, and she does shows, and she's got a very loyal following. So I guess she used to go with me to car shows, and she learned how to deal with people. I mean, you know, she does pretty good, I'll tell you. You know, she's not getting rich at it. And on the topic of rich, yes, there are pinstripers that have gotten pretty well off from doing this. I mean, I fed a family for years, provided for a family doing this. It was rough, as I mentioned in one of my videos, but I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm pro-business. I'll tell people, if you want to start a business, go do it. I mean, you're going to have hard times, you're going to be rough, but just do it. And of course, I was just a dumb kid when I started. My last job was December of '78, and I was 21. No, I was 20. I would be 21 in that next January. And I got fired from my job. Had 103 temperature. I don't know. I know it was some kind of flu or bug or whatever. And you know, I didn't know what I was going to do, so I started repainting signs and billboards. And you know, like I said, Dad was a pinstriper. He never really made a lot of money at it, but he did it. And I was there and I saw it, and so I picked up a brush, and man, I really thought I could whip that sucker out. Nope. I would say in my case, it took me, even striping on people's cars for 20 bucks, 10 bucks, 20 bucks, they just let me do it, no matter how horrible it looked. It probably took me 5 or 6 years to really get decent at it, and then another 10 to really start making any money at it. But anyway, that's the name of that tune, so have a nice day.